And we're back. So today we got quite a few different things going on. I gotta fix the mill. I have to cut the notches in the tubes for the frame to go down and grab the bottom of the axle. What else do I have to do? I have to weld the lift blocks onto the plates that I made for the axle. If you guys own a mini mill, you might want to stick around because I'm going to be installing the upgraded belt drive versus the gear drive. So that's it. Here we go. So for any of you guys out there that have one of these mini mills, I don't know how it's going to work, we'll see, but this is the belt conversion kit that's going to go on here, and instead of it being gear driven now, it'll be belt driven. It should make it a lot quieter, and it gives you more adjustment for speed when you're drilling. So any of you guys out there that have one of these, you might want to think about getting one of them, and this would be how you install it. So you have the option in here you can run the belt drive with the existing high and low gear set still in there, but I'm gonna pull that out. So I'm gonna disconnect this box right here, and then we can take this head, or the motor right now, and pull it off to the side, set it down. So this is connected to this guy. Inside there's the gear shift mechanism, which I'm pulling out right now. So that screw is, but this is the high-low shifter. So you guys have an idea. Alright, so I was able to reach in there and actually pull the fork and the gear off. So I'm just going to leave the handle in there. It's not hitting anything. So that'll work. I just put the electrical box back on. It's 3 screws on the inside. I showed you me taking that off, and then I just put the cover back on. I didn't realize, I guess the camera cut out again. Now I'm gonna put this spring arm back on to right here, and that assists it going up and down, and then the bump stop. All right, here we go. First power up. Alright, so I got the lift blocks cut. They're in on the axle. I tack welded the plate into place that I cut, that you guys saw in the video. So that's tack welded in. And the lift block is tacked to the plate. So I decided to do something a little different. I put the U-bolts in upside down so I could get in here and weld better. To give me a little bit more clearance in there, and it made it so that I didn't have to cut this U-bolt to fit if it was going the other way. So in the future, if I need to replace the U-bolts for whatever reason, I can just cut them here, slide the other ends out, put them in the normal way, and trim the front one before I even put it in, so I can get the nuts on the bottom side. I'm going to move on to the engine frame rails. So I'll get them in place. I gotta clean the axle up down here so I can get some good tacks on it this time. And we'll weld that into place and start actually mocking up the motor. Oh, by the way, it's cold in here. Very cold. So I'm gonna turn the heater on, and I'm gonna kind of just go at it. Alright, so I got the frame rails temp mounted in there right now. They're clamped up. I'm going to work off of the left-hand side because the left-hand side's kind of critical of its placement due to the clutch. So I marked down there on the axle 2 black Sharpie marks to locate where I need to put that rail so I can get the clutch off if I ever need to in the future. So that one is in there right now and it's straight off the axle. I don't know if you can see that, but it's pretty much dead nuts, as well as up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it into place up here. It's not going to get welded up here. There'll be some kind of a mount here. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet. But it needs to be able to go up and down with the axle. And it needs to, you know, do a little left and right action. So it's got to move. It can't be fixed to this. But in the time being, while I'm mocking it up, I'm going to tack this here and make it rigid. So I can get the other side square to this side and then put in the rails that I need for bracing. So I'm going to tack here, tack there, work the left side, and then I'll move on to the right. Alright, now the right hand side is true or 90 to everything as well, so it's in there nice and straight. So I can go ahead and tack this in now. Time to bring that engine over. Alright, so that's a basic setup on how this is going to go in. I'm going to take some measurements down here to make a better motor plate for it. Mark some stuff out. That's about it.